On today's 40k lore video, let's talk about Vashtorr, the new demigod for Warhammer 40k. Let's take a look.
I am Vashtorr, the Archfane, and I've come to make you an offer.
Demons and demonic entities in the warp are formed from coalesced emotions and drives of mortal creatures. We understand the greater gods of chaos to be formed from some of those primal mortal emotions, and Vashtorr has been formed from the desire to create and manipulate and invent, to make things that didn't already exist. Vashtorr wants to become a god. Vashtorr is already considered a demigod, an independent demon within the realm of chaos. He is the arms dealer, the weapons broker of the great game that takes place between the chaos gods. So he's independent, he is too vital and valuable to any of them to risk attacking, but he wants more. So in the Vashtorr miniature, we see an expression of chaos that we don't really see in the demons of the greater chaos gods. He is a demon of the Forge of Souls, a demon of machinery, of invention, and everything that we've associated with the Obliterators, demon engines, that flesh metal fusion of the technological and the organic you can see in Vashtorr. When he assumes a physical form like demons do to enter the material universe, Vashtorr makes a form from machine parts and sacrificial meat, and that is what you see represented in the Vashtorr miniature. We see Vashtorr's armed with a hammer, which is the hammer of the Forge of Souls. And a hammer's a tool that can make things, it can destroy things. But that's different to what we've seen on demon princes. Vashtorr's not a demon prince. He's not been elevated from the ranks of mortals to become a champion of one of the Chaos Gods. He is his own creation. And the fact that he's got that unique armament, I think, speaks to something of his character. Vashtorr is a demon of the Forge. He's born aloft on a cloud of pollutant smoke and steam. He emanates foundry heat and crackling electric discharge. The wings are not really for show, but they're not carrying him aloft in the manner of a bird. They're probably fine tools for precise mechanical engineering as much as they are actually wings. They're a symbol of his status and a sign of his ambition to become something greater than he might already be. So Vashtorr has formed an alliance with Abaddon. Abaddon has huge temporal power, mortal power in the material universe. Vashtorr has significant power within the realm of chaos, and together they can forge something that will allow Vashtorr to pursue his goals of becoming a god and allow Abaddon to pursue his ambitions of securing his dominion of the Imperium Nihilus.
Now that's the announcement that is actually really major. It does a lot of things. Number one, it progresses the story of 40k, and then it also opens up so many doorways to possibilities for homebrewing and for future demigods. That's a big thing. So let's talk a little bit about the concept of the demigod, because we constantly get the question of, is the worship of something or the feelings, the collective feelings felt within the material world manifesting into something in the warp, or is it just being consumed by the four chaos gods? Because for the longest time, GW hinted that there could be coalescing, or demigods could be coalescing. That's kind of like something that was known, but it was never really solidified because there was no chaos god being created other than Ennead, but Ennead was kind of different because there had to be sacrifice and all this kind of stuff. Now, with this manifestation of this new god of the Dark Mechanicus and the god of like creativity, as it was put, it shows that when there is a collective emotion or a collective worship of something, it is being manifested within the immaterium, not just consumed by the other chaos gods. So for the longest time, I thought, look, for the example of creativity kind of falls in line with Slaanesh and Tzeentch. So like Slaanesh and Tzeentch would probably consume that emotion because all chaos gods, all the four chaos gods are not one specific thing, it's a spectrum. So for example, you have Khorne, which is the easiest one to kind of understand. He is the chaos god of anger, rage. But then he's also a chaos god of honor. So he feeds off of the honor that people feel after, military victories or martial prowess and things like that. So now with this creation of a demigod, it shows that they're not the emotions and the worship is not always consumed by the major chaos gods, and demigods can be a thing. It opens up the doorway to the possibility of having Other entities from other factions manifest as warp, like solid warp entities. Gork and Mork, for example. He worshipped by all the orcs, manifesting in some type of psychic presence within Weird Boys, but now there is the possibility that in the future, GW might come out with some type of manifestation of Gork and Mork, like a solid mini that you can use as like a demigod of Gork and Mork or something like that. Not just the prophet of the Wog, but like some type of etheric weird boy that manifests as the embodiment of might makes right, or of cunningly brutal or brutally cunning. Same thing with the lesser psychically powerful chaos entities, or not chaos entities, sentient creatures, so like the Tau Empire. The Sound Alchemist talked about this in a previous For the Greater Wog, that when the Tau went into the warp, some type of blue etheric entity showed them how to exit the warp before their auxiliaries killed them. It's rumored to be Tzeentch, but it could also be a manifestation of the Tau's collective like unity, that worship of the greater good manifesting in the Immaterium as some type of demigod. So huge opportunities, and then it also answers the question of like, is there a god emperor? More than likely, yes. If there is a demigod of Hellforges, right? Like if there's a demigod of this concept of the Dark Mechanicus, there has to be some type of manifestation of the God Emperor as a warp entity, or even a warp chaos god created in the Immaterium. And will we get it in the future? I hope so. It creates new opportunities, and then it also progresses the storyline because we get answers that are solid, and we get answers that are pushing the narrative forward in time. We had not had a chaos entity or a demigod appear within the lore for a while. Again, we had Ennead, but Ennead is a little bit different because that's the Eldar. They're psychically powerful. They had to sacrifice. There was an entire thing. Now it's become accessible to all the other factions, and the future of 40K is just like, it creates a whole new possibility for different factions and all that kind of stuff. So similar in the way that when GW started putting out vehicles for certain factions, then every single faction got vehicles, and then like every single faction got flyers, all that kind of stuff. Maybe in the near future, every single faction is going to have some type of demigod or warp entity playable on the tabletop. Now, the reason I wanted to bring this up is obviously just to react to this awesome news, but to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think of the new demigod? How excited are you for all the chaos stuff that is being released? Check it out on the Warhammer TV page or YouTube channel. The new chaos models look amazing. I'm really excited for that. I want to hear your thoughts on this new demigod, and if you have any questions, or if this brings anything up that you kind of just want to talk about in the comment section, let me know. I'll be down there answering questions and talking to you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. Exciting news, and we'll talk tomorrow. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.
Always used to put my freedom first.